Hello Figgy Fiends and Collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another video. This is particularly a rant. I may have missed the boat on this one. I was tempted to talk about these reveals from Monday. However, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not motivated enough. I like talking about things that impassion me, that excite me. And I feel like at least I need to purely focus my thought process on this one product, because I think that perfectly summarises what I thought of that whole presentation. Hasbro dubbed as being a vintage collection focused live stream. Ultimately, Black Series steamrolled over that, and while they did make a few, reveals for 334-inch vintage collection, they were few and far between, as I'm sure most of you guys would agree with. And once 6-inch Black Series had steamrolled through, they then started talking about the plans for vintage collection, how there's going to be more stuff made for next year. All of that was said with really nothing being actually said. It's frustrating to watch because first and foremost, we have events like Toy Fair for Hasbro to reveal things, to get everyone's appetite whet. We shouldn't be sat here watching a live stream to then be told, oh yeah, tomorrow these things go live. Get you click on you to pre-order so you're going to miss out. It's crazy weird how this company markets these products to us has changed within a year, really, and it's just super conflicting to get my thoughts out about this. As most of you can see from my channel, I focused purely on 6-inch Black Series, and that was never the case. If anyone followed me before the Purge video up there somewhere, that'll tell you about that. I was predominantly a 334-inch collector who, when 6-inch Black Series came on the scene, also collected 6-inch Black Series, but 334-inch bread and butter. Now it's a whole 360 on that. I'm a Black Series 6-inch collector who also happens to collect 334-inch. And honestly, I haven't bought a 334-inch figure in quite some time. I know there's a lot of absolute bangers out, but they're just so few and far between. I think for me, it is somewhat cost. I think I don't see the point in spending £10, in some cases £15, because I've seen that, on a 334-inch figure, when I could just spend an extra tenner or a fiver on something a little bit bigger and, in my opinion, a little bit more detailed. So ultimately, what I want to talk about in this video is something that, to me, that just says Hasbro is utterly out of touch with their market. I am, of course, talking about, and what every man and his dog who are Star Wars fans are talking about at the moment, is the 334-inch carbon freezing chamber playset. Some people are in the camp of loving it, and if you are in that camp, do not let me discourage you from enjoying that pre-order of yours or from when you get it, because obviously this is just a product we haven't actually physically seen yet. It could be fantastic, it could have some little hidden gems and Easter eggs in, but I can't really see what it will. But if it does, great. Look forward to it. If you're a 334-inch collector and that's your bread and butter and you're trying to support the line, you know what, you do you, great stuff. But for me, let's just start off with what the title means. It says carbon freezing chamber playset. There's nothing there to me once you strip the figures that they've tried to show it off with out of the way. It is a display piece for putting your figures on. There's no actual play features. What's even more annoying is the fact that you have to buy two of the same thing to make something that isn't actually complete. What I mean by that is you buy two and you put them together and that's it. Unless Hasbro does have some grand scheme of plans to include other extras to build it up. And that's the thing, I can't work it out. It isn't complete because it's missing little features that would make it more movie accurate. I mean, I know a lot of people said the grabber's missing, and yes, it would have been nice to have the big grabber thing that picks Han up out of, the carbon chamber and all that cool stuff. They haven't even said that they're including a backdrop. A backdrop, I think, would have maybe sold it a little bit more. Even if it was made out of cardboard, just to set that scene, it would have looked great to have your figures on. Furthermore, the figures that they've got displayed on the artwork, Hasbro took no opportunity to say, yes, we are going to be releasing these, but in the press write-ups, they were saying, oh yeah, this is a playset we're making. Display the figures that you have on this. And it's like, what? What about new collectors who don't have these figures? A lot of these figures are rare as bant for poodoo. So why not take the opportunity to re-release these, to pack them in with this playset? The Ugnaught would have been perfect for this because it comes with consoles. It's a figure you already have a sculpt of, and the consoles would have just, you know, set that scene even more. Like, the figure choice of having just a Stormtrooper in that is like the laziest choice they could do, because we've had plenty of Stormtroopers in the vintage collection on numerous different cards. Again, this is something following from my Black Series rants, but why can't we have more aliens in the line? Or at the very least just say, yes, we are planning to remake these, rather than leaving us in suspense with saying, yeah, get this, and we might re-release those and make more figures for this scene. What annoyed me as well, if you look at that box art and you compare it to the scene from the film that they're trying to replicate, what character is missing from that? This to me is just one surefire sign as to the carelessness from Hasbro. And it's box art. I know I probably sound a little bit dramatic in saying that, but the scene that they're trying to depict is predominantly focused on two characters and an exchange between those two characters. I love you, I know. They haven't included Leia on that artwork. And just looking at it, it is just a sausage fest. That's not what that scene was about. If you wanted to make it out to be this big action scene, have it as Luke and Vader fighting each other. To leave Leia out, man, do you have no understanding? It's just like no awareness. And for the most part, when you look at the artwork of this, it's evoking the idea that it is just a display piece. It's a thing to have your figures displayed on. If you were going to evoke the idea that it's a playset, you would have like a fight scene between Luke and Vader. So it's not a playset, it's literally a diorama piece. And this is one thing that Hasbro seems to be completely confused in the marketing, is are we a toy company or are we an adult collector company? Somehow in the past, those two things work together. Now it's just not clicking. Not clicking at all. Originally, if Hasbro made this in the past, it would have some play features, but at the same time, collectors would still be able to display it and it look somewhat movie accurate. It's like they're alienating new fans. It's like they're saying to the old collector, saying, here you go, you've got the figures for this. We never made this, but we're making it now, and you've got that. You've got your cake now and you can eat it. You new fans, yeah, you can have these little scraps, odds and ends that we're releasing that are helping the old collectors get their stuff completed, but you guys, you have the scraps. That's just how it feels to me. And a lot of the vintage collection figures, a lot of 3-4-inch figures, you know, they go for a lot of money. For the most part, if you want like stuff from the Legacy collection, it's just confusing to me why Hasbro has limited the wave sizes and they're not trying to help new collectors catch up a little bit. You've already got decent 3-4-inch figure sculpts of aliens, droids, things like that you can easily reuse and repurpose, and they still fit in. You can just easily repack it, reproduce it, put it in a vintage card. People will lap it up. People like me, new collectors, existing collectors, but it's like they're so narrow-sighted, and it feels a little bit, to be perfectly honest with you, gatekeepery. It's like saying, right, we're going to focus predominantly on original trilogy. I don't know, it might just be because it's the 40th anniversary this year, and you know, more power to them for, you know, promoting that, but they also need to remember there's other fans out there of the Clone Wars and stuff like that, and promote that because that's relevant, that's current right now, that's what's keeping Star Wars alive and feeding it to a new generation. They just need to find that balance. I mean, that's a rant in its own. I mean, I haven't even touched on price, and I think this is where I'll wrap it up because I've gone on a pretty long tangent. So to complete the thing, you need to buy two, £45 a pop, which, if you add that together, is roughly about £90. £90 for a complete, it's not really complete, play set. Alternatively, and this brings me back to the whole Black Series thing, you could spend an extra £2 or so and get yourself this. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I think that just speaks volumes. Thanks for watching.